What's up? Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Hope everyone is doing well. Going to kick off the 2K club today. So looking forward to that. Just so you guys know, housekeeping notes. I did post a link to the live stream on YouTube. So if you guys want to see my screen, you're going to be able to see my screen today. I will say though that I am looking at 6 charts and I do have a monitor. So if you guys are trying to watch on your phone, that's going to be a little difficult. That's probably going to be best to watch on the monitor just so you can see it. The goal there is so you guys can see exactly what I'm looking at any point in time. I might switch between different views, but this is what I have starting out for the day. I have 8 charts on my screen right now, but I only have real estate to show you guys 6. So at the top, let's just go through those real quick. If anyone's on that stream, we've got QQQ on the top left. We've got SPY right below it. I've got Google right beside QQQ at the top. Another Google down below on the 2-minute. So I've got a 2-minute Google view and I've got a 5-minute Google view. Then I've got Tesla and then I've got Nvidia. So basically every single watch list that stock that I had is going to be on here as well. So like I said, yeah, I'm privileged because I'm looking at these on like a 32-inch monitor. If you guys are trying to watch these on a phone or an iPad, it probably is going to be a little bit difficult. But I still wanted to make sure that it was live streamed for you guys so you could see it. Keep in mind that I do make all my trades through my phone. That's where I'm going to execute everything. So let's get into it. From the watch list perspective today, what I'm watching is Tesla over kind of that 262 level. Let me show you here on this chart because I think this has room on the 1 hour. If you guys can see here on the top left, you guys can also see the picture that I dropped in the daily watch list channel. Basically, that purple line, that 261.93 or 262, if we can break over that, I think we've got room up into the 265 area. I'm not sure how the NEO news is going to affect Tesla, if it will at all. And if we break the uptrend on the hourly time frame, kind of around that 256, 257 area, I think we've got room to fall down to about 252. So that's what I'm going to be watching. Upside, break 262 for a 265 move. If we break the uptrend on the hourly time frame, then I'm going to be looking for a move down into that 252 area with a stretch target of maybe 250 on Tesla. SPY, the trigger long for me on SPY is going to be 433 with the move to 435 as my first price target. We were over pre-market. We did get up over 433. We hit a high of 433.48 as you can see over here. So pre-market high clear 433.45 probably sends us all the way to that 435 area based on volume profiles and key levels. The next level I really have is like 434.65. So somewhere in there is where I'd be looking for supply, 434.62 up to 435 is what I'd be looking at. Now, Google is my top focus. If tech starts to move to the upside with the breakout over 140, I haven't seen too many people talk about this chart, but when we look at the daily chart or even the hourly chart on Google, this thing's got a lot of room. There's a lot of potential on this chart. Once we break out over 140, you can see back here on September 18th, we tapped it, and then September 14th, we came up near it as well. And then, obviously yesterday we hit 139.97. So if we break 140, I don't see anything until 143.63. And then above that, I don't see anything until about 152, 151.80, somewhere in there. So if tech moves, I will be looking at Google as my top upside, and the trigger for that's going to be 140. Nvidia is also an interesting name here because we're coiling in consolidation on the hourly time frame over 459.50. I think we could see a big move up in that 472 area, but we have to be patient on this one. So that's going to be what I'm watching today, specifically for the 2K account. And I'll pass it over to Jairo.
target. Actually, DraftKings is going right now as we speak. And then Amazon for Prime Day as well. It is also kind of coiling on this pattern. And then PLTR, just because of the momentum that is going on with that ticker. I look at PLTR here. I would like for 1817 to break in base as well. I didn't put shock there, but this is another one that I'm looking at. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and post it now. It is an inside bar. Yeah, it's an inside bar, but I think it is also on the weekly. Yep, there's a weekly inside bar, and then there's a daily inside bar. So this is a huge pattern here. I'm gonna go ahead and post it, and what I'm gonna be looking at is going to be the breaking base of 29. Sorry, that was not on the. I was in the wrong chart. Only doing kind of messed up. I was looking at DraftKings the entire time. I'm only gonna be looking at shop if it can break and base above 53.98. I'll go ahead and send the chart over right now. And that's pretty much it for me.
Yeah, Google's breaking 140. We just hit 140. We wicked up to it here. My key level is 139.94. So you guys can see it on my charts. You can see the 5-minute. You can see the 2-minute. On the 5, we've got the 9 and 21 EMA is what I like to use. And then on the 2-minute, I've got the 13 and 48 EMA. Just going to make sure that I have the news pulled up here. Cool.
Yo, good morning. Yo, Shad, I really like that Google chart.
Yeah, I like it too. I don't think there's a lot of there's not a lot above it. So if tech goes, I think this will be a nice play for us.
Yeah, I don't even see the charts look good on it.
Yeah, I didn't see it either until I was like preparing, and then I was like, oh man, that thing looks like it's primed to go. I'm gonna see what contracts we'll be looking at on this one.
And it's a psych level too, so it's pretty easy to roll it over it.
Exactly. I'm probably gonna be looking at like the 142 since my next level up is 143.63. They closed yesterday at about like $54 a contract. And reminder today, guys, 20% of the account is what we're going to use. So $400 per position. That's what we're going to do. It's going to be in the 2K Club channel is where I'll post these trades at. Let's see where these 142s open up at. Ideally, we get a big move over 140, and then we retest 140.
Many alerts going off. Looking for a pullback on DraftKings.
I just posted, guys, what I'm watching here. You can see that 140 level. We need to see a move over that, over pre-market high, before I actually take a long position on Google. I'd rather be a little bit late, but get confirmation that we are over the level than try and front run it.
AMC broke 10. If anybody saw it from yesterday. Dreams is ripping. It's up 45% from yesterday's comps.
Nvidia's getting a nice push too. All right, guys, I'm looking at getting into Google here since Apple's going. We're getting a wick on SPY. I'm looking at these cons at like $52 a contract right now. I'm gonna be a little patient here. But I like the fact that Apple's going, SPY's getting a wick on the bottom. QQQ's getting a bottom wick as well. Contracts are now at 47. I haven't entered yet, but I just want to let you guys know I like this setup. Yeah, like King Herod, $400 per position is what we're doing. So wherever the price is at, that's where you want to be at, somewhere around $400 per position.
Oh, it looks good too.
All right, so I just got filled on Google, guys. 7 contracts at $55 per contract. All right, now we're moving. So we want to see this move over 140 for a pretty big move. I think we're going to get it here. We're up 10%. And again, the plan is always risk to reward here, right? So 10%, like we could sell, make a little bit, but I want to see this through. And I want to trade the plan here. So a breakout over 140 probably sends us because we couldn't get over it yesterday. So if we get over it today, I'm expecting a pretty big move up, and we will aggressively scale. Here's 15% already.
There we go.
21% on Google. I'm going to sell half the contracts here. So I'm going to take 4 off. Just because that is a big spot here. I just want to make sure we don't get caught. Make sure we don't get caught at a 140 rejection. So I've still got 3 contracts left.
Yes, it's ripping.
Yeah, I think the Google trade's going to work out. And if it does, then the 3 cons we have left. The only thing I don't like is that Nvidia is selling pretty hard. You guys can see it down here on my screen. New low of day on Nvidia. Google sitting at the 140 spot. We're going to need to get up over 140 for this trade to work out. Still have the 3 cons left on Google. Tesla looking good too for a potential over that 261 level that I was mentioning. You guys can see it on my screen up here. We're getting kind of a buyer exhaustion candle on that 5-minute. Once we get over 261, Tesla, I think, has a pretty nice range to get to 265. Okay, there goes Tesla. So now I'm interested in Tesla longs as well. Tesla, we'll get a pullback on Tesla eventually, so I wouldn't chase high of day on Tesla. If Q's and SPY can get a high of day push here, I'd expect Google to get it. But ideally on Tesla, what we're looking for here is a pullback to that 261.70 level. Big wick on Google too, off of the EMAs. This is where the patience comes in to let people FOMO chase into Tesla, right? Because if we would have chased high of day there, you see it's right back at the key level now. So just being patient. We're getting some big bottom wicks on Google on the 2-minute.
I'll break from this pattern here I just sent out.
There goes Tesla again. Nvidia looks like that might be a liquidity grab right off of like the 451 level. New high of day on Tesla. Yeah, SPY just like you said, Riley, kind of meh. Not really. It's holding the EMAs, so Tesla's moving pretty well now, 263. It's still green on Google, just hanging out here with the 3 cons that we have. Yeah, not really interested in Nvidia until we break that to at least yesterday's high, 456 area. SPY new low of day though. All right, here comes SPY back up a little bit. Here comes QQQ.
Okay.
263.
DraftKings here. In DraftKings 30.5s.
Oh yeah, I just broke a huge level of mine. 30.12.
DraftKings 30.5s. Build at $50 per contract. I'm gonna snipe that freaking pullback, bud.
Yeah, like I said, Tesla over 261, 262 really had to move to like 265. I just didn't want to chase the high of day, and we never really got a 5 minute pullback to our key level. So for me, it's just not an actionable setup. You can take it, but the risk to reward just wasn't there. Wasn't in my favor. Back green on Google here. Really, if we get this move over 140, I think we'll see a pretty nice pop on the contracts. And ideally, if you guys see my screen, ideally like over when QQQ breaks this high of day, I think we'll see this move here on Google. So here comes high. There's the high day break on QQQ. Let's see if Google gets the corresponding move now.
Just hit my first target 30.28, and I have 30.4. We have to hold 30.28 in order for us to continue this trend, though, in my opinion. Back up to 15%. Oh, there we go. 20%.
Here goes Google back to 10% on these contracts now. Really need to break this 140 spot. But the EMAs are starting to pull. NVIDIA is pushing now, 455 on NVIDIA.
Yeah, Google's about to go for that break right now, okay?
Yeah.
23% on these. Guys, did anybody snipe AMD off my zone? It bounced literally to the penny off of it.
You guys can see these 4 wicks right off of 140 off of the key level. So we are front running this a little bit, but it's because there's strength in QQQ. I am green on the trade, small green, but I really think if we can break 140, we're going to see a big breakout over this. The 2 minute down here on Google, you can see it too, how 140 is kind of like a brick wall right now.
I scaled like half my position at 25% here on DraftKings. Tesla's so strong. Amazon looks so good right now.
Google, I'm down net 5% right now in the position. So not panicking, but if we lose the 200 EMA, then I would maybe panic. But SPY looks good. So if Qs can get going, like I said, Tesla's looking really good. I don't see why Google doesn't go if the markets are going to rip.
Yeah, shop is
Yeah, there goes Tesla 265 coming now. Exactly what I thought was going to happen on the watch list, but also with the 2K account, I didn't want to go too far out of the money on Tesla because that can kind of screw you, and I didn't want to have us locked up in just one contract at $400 entry. But that was clean move. Break 261, go to 265. Nvidia is rejecting that 455 area too. Big spot on Nvidia's chart.
AMD too.
If Google breaks the 200 EMA, I'll close out of these contracts. Net position, I'm down 7% right now, guys. So risk to reward, we're still intact. I think PPI is tomorrow and then CPI is or Fed minutes the next day. All right, now we're down a net of 4% on the overall position here. So again, risk to reward, that's all that really matters. Yeah, I don't like that was the first 5-minute candle close under the EMAs. But Tesla, man, is absolutely rocketing. On a larger account, we probably would have taken Tesla, but I didn't like I didn't like how those contracts were priced on a Tuesday. See what this candle does on Google. That's the first candle under the EMAs, but 265 target just hit on Tesla. The 15-minute Lambo is it's not really bottom wicks. It's more of a doji candle. It's kind of like indecision on Google.
It looks good right here. That looks good. Big hold 433.17.
Yeah, King Hair, don't chase these because like it actually went below my entry before it actually popped up. People could have got in at like 54, 52. So don't chase any of these plays, especially when you're trying to grow an account. Yeah, I definitely would not chase.
Guys, I took the 110 AMD calls. Very tight risk.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at SPY calls, Jay Coolio.
5% right now. Risking 106.80. If it breaks 106.80, I'm out.
New high day on SPY. Tesla level to level just hit my 265.38 level. You guys can see on my screen there. Next level up now is 268 on Tesla.
There you go, AMD. Up 10%.
Nice work, Jason, on Tesla. DraftKings still looks good. It's holding that 30 12 level.
I still got some few coins left.
Bostic says Fed needs to be nimble, ready to adapt to risks. Inflation has improved considerably. So Bostic is speaking right now. Anyone that's playing SPY or QQQ, just be aware of that. If you guys want 2K noties, go here. And I'll start using that tag.
This is another great pullback on DraftKings.
Bostic says I don't have a recession on my dot plot. Yeah, Google's interesting, guys. It's actually showing some relative weakness when SPY's trying to push, NVIDIA's trying to push. Like it's almost lagging the move. But again, our net, like we're down. I'm down $25 net on the position right now. $20 on the position. So keeping losses small. We'll manage this. It's not going to be more than a 10% net P&L loss for us. $15 seconds on this candle. If we can't close over the 200 EMA, I'm going to cut Google, but it looks like we are trying to close above it. Qs are near high of day.
Video looks real good. Looks good. Which one? NVIDIA's trying to pop out.
Yeah, it is. If we break 455 on NVIDIA, we've got room to 460, 459.50. So far, Google's holding that 200 EMA. Yeah, Bostic says we don't need to increase rates anymore.
These AMDs are up 10%, but I'm going to risk a candle close and a rebound. I'm going to see a push here.
All right, guys, I'm closing Google. This is going to be a loss for me. I just closed the last contracts there at $38 per contract. I'm going to show you guys where we're at. Took an L on trade one, but that's all right. We'll regroup here and we're going to find another one. So it was about a 10% L net on the position. 40 down $40 essentially on the 2K account. But that's why we keep the losses small, because then we're gonna have capital to deploy now. We still have theoretically we still have like 4 more trades we can make today. And all it's going to take is one winner to turn us green, right? Because our P&L, we're always looking to like try and risk 15 to 20% to make 30 to 40. If we're making 30 to 40% on a $400 position, right? Then all of a sudden, we're looking at a pretty nice green day if we can get a green trade on our next trade.
I don't even notice. AMC's above 10 again. The cons from yesterday, they're up 53%. Looking for a 1030 on AMC. AMD still is good. Nvidia's trying to break out.
Yeah, that could have been a liquidity grab on Google. That's all right though. We'll watch Google. I don't want to front run it, so let's just wait. If Google breaks 140, then we'll get back into Google 142s. But we'll let the chart tell us if we need to get back in. Sometimes that happens, and our goal is just to manage the risk, guys. We can't control where the price goes, but we can control how much we're risking in the market. Nvidia new high of day.
Yo, AMD wants to push with it.
Tesla new high of day. QQQ about to break pre-market high.
AMD, let's go.
SPY broke pre-market high.
I jumped in some calls right there on SPY, looking for 433.8 first target. Up 12% already. We need 107.75 on AMD. It's a big order block there. Oh.
Nice move on SPY here. Like I mentioned, over 433, the next level up on SPY, 445. Sorry, 435, not 45. Wholesale inventory just came out, actual negative 0.1, expecting negative 0.1, so right in line.
50% on these AMD calls. So we're gonna push it. My bills are just exploding, 62%. Jeez. Okay. 20% now. And some that 20%. Wow, that was awesome. 70%. Nice, Riley.
Yeah, Riley, I've got 430, 462 as the next level on SPY.
63% on AMC. I trimmed some there since we took liquidity off the order block. Because it could have just been liquidity grab on AMD. Being careful. Yeah. Nvidia looks good though. I should have went for Nvidia instead. My goodness, Shopify, dude. I can't believe it. Should have been watching this instead of DraftKings.
I think Google's going to do it. Especially if QQQ gets over 368.63. The reason I was hesitant to go on SPY, guys, is because of the 0 DTE with the 2K account. I don't want to wreck us very quickly. Google taking these weekly cons is going to help us stay in a position a little bit longer if it's going against us. Yeah, SMCI looks good, Albrucus.
There we go. AMD. Going on in there.
Here we go again.
There goes QQQ.
Oh my goodness. Wow. 100% on these now. That was quick. Guys, I have a target at 434.50 spy here. It's a 30-minute target. And if we can hold above that, that's it. It's gonna do it again. I don't have anything else till 435.83.
Yeah, I'm kind of pissed now because I had like Tesla and SPY and they both did exactly what I was looking for. Yeah, can't let it affect you. That happens. Nvidia new high of day too.
Guys, on my AMC swing from a couple weeks ago, it's up 400 something percent, 450% right now.
Tesla really nice. Oh, go ahead.
AMD needs to base above 107.75 since that was the last order block.
You guys can see if you're watching my screens, like all of these levels are basically being hit. QQQ's level is being hit here. Tesla's level is being hit. SPY, I do have room to 430, 462. But really, really nice move so far. New high of day on SPY again. So you guys can see on the charts, right? Tesla's at a resistance area. QQQ's at resistance. SPY is putting in kind of a weak candle here. Let's see what happens. What's Apple doing? Yeah, Apple's rejecting its high of day push. 2-minute bottom wick here you can see on SPY. Really nice consolidation on the 2, and then we just kind of blasted off from those EMAs. New low of day on Google. More new lows on Google. Just looking at the size of the candle, Mel. So like when candles are really small, it's what's called a weakening candle. I like the pullback here on QQQ. Ideally, I'd like to see a little bit more of a deeper pullback. IWM, really nice trend this morning. New high on SPY. Might have missed the pullback on Qs. New high on IWM. So here's a pullback on Qs that I'm watching. I'm looking at the 370 calls on QQQ. They're $40 per contract right now. All right, I got filled on these ones that I just said. 370 calls on QQQ at $42 per contract. 8 contracts is all I got filled on. Pull back into the 13. SPY's hitting a new high of days, so now I'm looking for QQQ to pop towards new highs. We're up 10% on these things right now. I'm not a fan of Google pushing new lows here, but this was a pullback into the 13 EMA that I really liked. Contracts are sitting at break even right now. IWM's pushing new highs too. I'm going to sell half these cons if we hit 20%. So I'll sell 4 out of the 8 at 20%. We're currently up 10% right now. New high on SPY. Here's 13% on the QQQ calls. Again, I want to scale half at 20%. Here's 15%, 18% here, 20%. I just sold half, 4 contracts, I'm out. Now we're at 23%, 25% now. And if we get a breakout over 368.63, we should see a pretty nice move. There goes SPY. 33% now on QQQ on the other half of our position. So our net P&L right now is 26%. I just sold 2 more contracts here at 23%. So I have 2 contracts left. These are a little bit harder to do, guys, because 0DT moves so quick, but we are at 40% right now on these cons.
Yeah, that was a nice scalp. Midday pushing highs, AMD back at previous highs. Still in the contracts.
New highs. Let's see if QQQ gets a new high here. SPY's pushing new highs. Come on, Qs, break out of this. We'll probably sell 1 more on this breakout, and then I'll leave 1 contract to run in case we really get some type of trend over 368.63. Because if you see on my chart here, guys, I don't have anything until 371.84 over this spot on QQQ. So this is going to be a huge spot that we're going to have to break. Buyer exhaustion candle on SPY right there. So just know this could be a pull down. I'm not going to let our net position go under 20%. So if our net P&L hits 20% and under, that's where I'm going to sell to make sure we lock in a net gain of 20%. And you'll see how the account's going to start to grow if we keep that statistic in mind of risk to reward and net P&L versus what your open P&L is. Right now, our net P&L on this trade is 26%. Yeah, hopefully you guys see the two, like you guys, that's what I'm saying. Like you have to be on voice. But yeah, like I said, with the 2 cons, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell 1 on this breakout of high of day, ideally, and then let 1 contract run. So this position has already netted us $93, guys, on a 2K account. Hopefully you guys see why it's so important to keep your losses small, because a $93 gain, if we would have let Google go for like a $180 loss, that, you know, wouldn't work. Yeah, K-Lot, strat like that. Look at my, there's a new high of day, by the way. Look at my post I put in the 2K. You'll see the net at the top right. VIX is at lows here. See if we get a breakout. Should be a pretty big volume spike too. I'm think we're going to get like a 50% move on these contracts if we do get this high of day break. And that's where I'd like to sell another contract. That'll probably put our net P&L around like 33%. SPY's got room to 435 now. 435.65 ideally. Here's 45% on these contracts. Google with a big recovery. There we go. Now we're moving. Nice move on Qs there. I'm going to sell one contract here. At $60 per contract.
Guys, I'm gonna get out the rest of my AMDs. I'm still up 4%, but I'm gonna get out. Actually, I'm gonna wait if it breaks 107.54.
All right, guys, we got one contract left at 27% net.
Didn't break my level. Still.
Yeah, this last con is still up 30% here on QQQ. SPY is just like, guys, these candles on SPY, the 5 minute on SPY is absolutely crazy right now. So I said if we broke 433, 435 comes next, and I missed that move on SPX and SPY, but that would have been a hell of a move. Yeah, the don't go to YouTube for like actual like play by play. The reason for YouTube is just so you guys can see what I'm looking at, so you can get an idea of how I look at things. I would stay on Discord for voice. There is going to be a delay on YouTube. Nice work, Riley. Yeah, he's in timeout now. New Hive day on DraftKings.
Bro, did Riley full port?
Back to 40% now on our QQQ contract, our runner. So you guys asked like how we get these big like plays. This is how you effectively scale out, right? And so 40%, and we've got a net P&L of 29% now. So if this thing runs and we get 50, 60, 70, 80%, our net P&L is just going to continue to go up with it. New Hive day on QQQ.
AMD's trying. They didn't break my level, but this next 15-minute candle close should tell me what I'll do. And I'm still in AMC, guys.
Yeah, Tesla does look good, Drew. Just like sitting at this 21 EMA or 9 EMA. I'll tell you the play that we missed though was IWM. Look at that on the 2-minute. And those for those of you that have small accounts, IWM's great to trade option contracts in. Yeah, they're way more affordable because the stock is only $176. Small caps are on fire because they just keep pushing. That's the Russell 2000 ETF. New Hive day on SPY. We'll see if we take this 435 level or if that's a level that we're going to reject and head back. New Hive day here on Qs. $52 now. Net P&L is 30% on the position. $60 now. 65, 70%. So now this is what I like to do is just trail my stops here. So like 60% will be my, when that one runner comes back down to about, yo, chill, MJ. Like screaming at me. uh, Basically what I'm looking at is like a move. Yeah. So like we're just looking for momentum to continue. But it's really now it's like sell when you're happy. Like we're in the green, we're in profits. Like I'm not really stressing about the last contract. It's one contract in our net P&L. We've made $105 on this play so far. Very little stress at all. We just bought the pullback and now we're just trying to ride the wave. But I don't have anything on QQQ. Like I don't actually have a true level until 371.84. So I'd like to continue this trend up. SPY, I don't have anything until 435.65. Yeah, I've been telling Tom to get on voice. He's listening now if he wants to get up here. I've invited him up a few times. New high day on NVIDIA. Tesla looks really good, like Drew mentioned. %80 now on our QQQ runner. Albrucus, yeah, I mean Meta might do it. I'm just not looking at too many charts right now. It's kind of consolidating, so I don't really. There's not a trend on Meta right now. It's trading sideways, but this could be the breakout here. New high on Tesla. That was a beautiful pullback on Tesla. If you guys see it on my screen, right back into the 9 EMA and then pushed to a high of day. Daru called it out. That was the pullback. Google's made a really nice recovery too since that liquidity grab. Nice work, Daru. $267 is about to hit on Tesla. And then I've got 268 above that. Here's the thing with that mindset though, Drew. Everyone's like, I always wish I played more cons. Like, I wish we would have full ported the 2K account on the QQQ trade for 70% gain. But everyone always says that when it works, and when it doesn't work, it's like, man, I wish I wouldn't have went so heavy. So it's a double-edged sword. Yeah, pull back to the 9 EMA is what I'd be looking for, CT Rig. Always looking for pullbacks into the 9 or the 13. Never buying high of day, never buying low of day. unless it's a news trade. All right, here's 86% now. 90% on QQQ. Our net P&L is 34% now. %100% now on Qs. 35% net. We are moving. Yeah, guys. You guys know when I buy and you're going to know when I sell. I promise you. That's the whole point of this, right? Like, I'm going to tell you guys when I buy and when I sell. But we're pushing high of day, 105% now. Our net P&L is up 36, 37%, 110%. Well, that's like the whole point of this, guys, is that you guys will know like how I'm scaling. So just like you've like I've told you how I've scaled all the way to this point, like I'm not gonna not tell you when I'm selling this, the last one. Ideally, what I'd like to do now is keep my stops at around 90%. I don't want to let my open P&L go below 90% because our net P&L is at 36%. So we drop down to like, let's say 90% on our open P&L, then that means we'll probably drop down to like 33% net, right? Yeah, 100%, 8402. Buy when sad, sell when happy.
Have I been talking on voice?
No, it's been muted.
Oh my god, bro. I've been talking this whole time, bro.
You probably thought I was just like talking over you.
Yeah, I was like... I said, I'm looking for a 109 on AMD. If we base over this 108.50, and that's where I'm probably going to exit most. They're up 35% right now. Nvidia hasn't really broke out on the daily either, too.
New highs maybe on Qs here. Yeah, there's new high. 115% now. 120%. Man, it's like we're rocking now. So you guys can see, right? Like I've got a big gain, 121%, but my net P&L is only 38% right now.
Oh, wow. AMC's comps from yesterday, they're up 77% right now.
Google is looking good, Nav, but I would just wait for that 140 break because that level was a brick wall this morning. So I wouldn't even touch that thing until 140. You can front run it, but you run the risk of getting a pullback on it. Like I said, guys, I don't really have anything on Qs until 371.84. If we really start to move, which we're trending really, really nice down the 2 minute. You guys can see it. That's the only way to do it, Simon. It's like I'm not perfect. I wish I could take every trade and have a winner, but the key point is that when you have a loser, you keep it small because you guys know we're always going to find the trades. First trade was a loss, right? We got out for a 10% net loss, and this one now we're up a net of, what are we up net? 39% on this trade right now. And you guys saw me, like I wanted to trade Google again. I kept looking at it. If you guys are looking at my screen, but I was like, you know what? Like, screw it. Let's just move on to the next one. Another opportunity. There's always another trade to be had in the market. And my mindset was like, I can always come back and trade Google once we break over 140. So take the loss and forget about it. Nice work, Drew. Let me know when you hit 120% like we did. No, I'm just messing with you. Good work. SPX probably exploded. I really wish I would have taken SPY over that 433 like I had in my watch list. 433 to 435 was the move. Total days P&L. We are up $80 on the account. So $80 in an hour. It's not a bad hourly rate for a 2K account. I told you guys in the beginning, right? Like the numbers aren't going to be sexy to start, but you have to start somewhere and you got to build brick by brick.
You need the cushion.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like there is opportunity cost land, which is why I was like, I've always been hesitant to do it. But that's why I tell everyone, like the percentage gains are what matter. Haters on Twitter will say, "Oh, the percent doesn't matter. It's how much did you make?" It's no, the percent matters 100%. That's the only way you grow the account is based on how you're sizing on a percentage basis. Yeah, I'll update you guys at the end of the day, so you guys will have you guys will know where the account's at. I don't really have a goal, Mr. Trader. It's just to show you guys how to grow an account with proper risk management. It's not like, hey, let's take 2K to 4K in a month. I'm not doing any type of like goals like that. The goal is literally to educate you guys and show you how to do it. And then if we do it effectively, the byproduct's going to be an account that grows. Apple looks good, so Qs could make another push here.
AMD new highs again.
Back to 100% right here on QQQ.
40% now on AMD.
I think I couldn't get filled. Nvidia's
close to a big breakout on the daily right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This 459.50 level is huge. If we can break that, it's got room to 470. Back to 110% now on Qs. Yeah, I'd love to scale this last one around 370. Either at 370 or once we put this 370 in the money. Because like I said, I don't have anything on Qs now till 371.84. 459.50 is the key breakout spot for me on Nvidia. Over that, I think we've got a lot of room to 470.
Nvidia, if it gets over Friday's highs, this thing's gonna rocket. AMD pushing.
You guys can see that might be a buyer exhaustion on SPY or QQQ's 5 minute. Let's see how this candle shapes up though. If we get 2 candles of big top wicks, that could be an indication that we could be cooling off. So far, it looks good with Nvidia pushing. If we can get a push from Apple, if we can get a push from Microsoft, I think we could see 370 easily. But know that SPY, if you guys see my screen, you'll see SPY had a buyer exhaustion candle right off of that 435.65 level, the key level that I said I would be targeting. You can see the chart here. We broke 434.62, went to 435.65, traded level to level there. And then we rejected 435.65 on SPY. If we get over that, I think SPY's got room to 437.
AMD, let's go. 45% now. We're about to get that 109 level. At 109, I'm trimming a lot. It could go to the psych level of 110, but Nvidia over 458.
Yeah, tech is pretty strong right now compared to SPY. Especially on the 5 minute. You guys can see on these charts, see how extended QQQ is from the 9 EMA, and then SPY down here on the bottom. We're right at that 9 EMA kind of. Nvidia is a big reason for that as it continues to push higher. The one thing I worry about is this chart right here, Apple. Apple's 5 minute has me a little concerned if QQQ can keep going. All right, so my stop on QQQ is going to be 30% net P&L position. If you're on Webull, the easiest way to do this is to go to your open P&L and where you see your position. On the top left, you'll see open P&L. Top right, you're going to see days P&L on this position. But we're pushing higher here, so we're now at 35%, 36% net. But it goes back to the risk to reward multiple. I want to make sure that we're always risking 15 to 20% to try and make 30 to 40%, which is what we're doing. Simon, I don't know how to figure out net P&L for IBKR.
Yeah, guys, I don't like this rejection. I'm gonna get out of my AMD comms. I'm happy with my 47%.
Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. That was a pullback right here on QQQ. Anyone that wasn't long, right into the 13 EMA. Yeah, so what I'm saying, Simon, is like your net P&L is on your actual trade. So if this is trade number 2 for us, and our net P&L right now is 33% positive. Our first trade, the net P&L I think was like negative 11% or negative 10%. We went in with $400. We lost 40, so we took like a 10% loss on the trade. This trade, we're up 33% on. So it all comes down. It's all statistics, probability. Think about how a casino operates. They operate off of probabilities of net percentages. Groupon's going to go bankrupt.
I think they got bought out, didn't they?
Did they really get bought out?
Oh, no, that was the other one, Apron. They got bought out.
That's what I'm saying. I can't believe they made it this far either. They started giving away stuff.
I think Goldman Sachs gave a Groupon like an insane price target, bro. Like, I think it was like in the high 100s. It didn't make any sense.
All right, we're at 93% on our open P&L here. 95, 98%. I'd like to see a new high of day and push towards 370. Yeah, I saw Tom's tweet on the data coming. See if we get a new push or a new high day push on Qs here. If Tesla breaks 268, I think we're going to do it.
Nvidia over Friday's highs. This thing could really move now.
Yeah, I really like Nvidia over 459.50.
What's your target? 470, you said?
464.70 would be my first target, and then 470. So it's got like $5 a range if we break this spot. New high of day on Qs coming here. We're at 121% right now. Yeah, Microsoft is getting a stick. Nvidia is pushing highs. Let's see if Qs launch from here. There we go. 125% now on QQQ.
Put writing on Nvidia coming in weeklies. That's bullish for y'all that don't know.
Come on, give us 370 here. $370 hits, I'll probably sell the last one. Unless we see some massive like spike on SPY. But we're at 130% now.
Over $1 million in premium on those put writing on Nvidia's.
Keon said Palantir, March 15th, 22 calls, 780 grand worth. What is Palantir doing today?
They had news, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. They had I think it was a $250 million contract.
Yeah.
Guys, so we're just trailing stops here on the QQQ trade on our one runner that we have. And what I'm looking at and focusing in on is not my open P&L, but my net P&L. I want to make sure I try and keep that net P&L around like a 35% gain. But I'm also watching other things in the market. I'm watching Tesla trying to push highs, but it's at a huge resistance area at 268. I'm watching SPY. SPY needs to clear a high of day. Microsoft really needs to push back towards its opening print. Apple needs to push a high of day.
Damn, Snapchat had a day today.
Yeah, it did. Was there news on it?
No, just, I mean, it's been getting hella call flow lately.
Yeah, Google, again, supply zone up there around that 140 spot, which is why, not even interested in it until we break 140.
Yeah, that was crazy. I remember that. I don't know what Snap would have to do for that thing to be at $19. Probably a buyout, but who would buy them out?
SPY did have a buyer exhaustion candle on the 5-minute Riley at 1040, but we're just riding the EMA right now, kind of riding trend. QQQ is back to 95% on the 370s at $82 a contract right now. One more push towards high, and I'll probably sell this last runner that we have. Ideally, we get like a nice premium spike if we get these in the money. High of day on these contracts is like $98. So if we can sell it for around like $1, that'd be awesome. I think if we get over 370, these things will go to like $1, $1.10, $1.15 pretty quickly. All right, here's $90 a con. How's everyone doing in QQQ from the 2K side? Does everyone still have one runner? Cool. Yeah, so now it's just a matter of just managing, right? Like we're not getting impatient, we're not getting nervous, we're not getting scared. We have a plan. We're focused on our net P&L because we know if our net P&L, if we keep those net P&L in alignment here, we're gonna be all right. It's all right for trailing stop hit too, because that means you focus on the plan, and everyone should be green after the Google loss and now the QQQ win. If you scaled appropriately on QQQ win and you cut your Google loss, 2K account actually is having a pretty good day right now. And if we break 370, we'll have a great day, even with one runner. Good work, Logan. U.S. consumer inflation expectations actual 3.67 versus 3.63 previous. Higher inflation expectations. I don't know where that number came from. It's not the Fed's number. SPY's getting really tight on the 5-minute. And for that 435.70 level is huge, the high of day level. I've got 435.65, but that's the big spot.
Creating new highs. I find it so crazy how since everybody got really bearish, SPY has been holding every trend for the past 3 days.
I know. I was thinking about that.
It's like as soon as everybody wanted to short everything, this thing just went on rippers.
Oh, New York Fed, September 5-year inflation numbers are coming out. September ahead expectation inflation is 3.7 versus August 3.6. Numbers are a little bit higher, but markets are reacting. See if Qs can push. BA News. Oh, yeah. Delivered 27 jets.
27 only?
Yeah. It's pushing off this key level. Like, it's going. I almost want to take it on the 2K account, but I'm not gonna. I don't like that news enough to take it. If it was like Microsoft AI news and things like that, then we'd take it. But
I just don't know how big is 27.
that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, it's like, is that even really worth it? Yeah, Google 140 is coming up on deck. Back to 125% now on QQQ.
SPY has a whole gap fill on the daily to 438. It's getting very close to it too.
BA delivered 27 of the 767s and the 787s. They delivered 70 737s. That might go on that one. 8,777s. Yeah, I'm not going to take BA, but it might go, guys. Just know that, like, the next level up here, if we get high of day, 196.77 could be in play on BA. If I would have saw that news a little bit sooner, we maybe would have taken it, but I don't like it enough. It's too risky, and we're trying to grow an account for that type of trade. BA booked a total of 224 gross orders in the month. And so you guys know, like, stocks have personalities too. Like BA's PR team, like, they typically release news in the first 2 weeks of the month. That's just how they do it. Like, that's their cycle. 140% here. 370 is about to go in the money.
Yeah, Midday has been ripping after all that put writing that came in for weeklies. Yep, I'm still named CEO detective. Guys, I have been so confident on this AMC moves. Like, for the past 2 weeks, that's all I've been talking about. And we got it. At $7, I was confident moving it to 10 plus.
We hit 369.99. I'm looking for a breakout over 370, guys. SPY, if we break out high of day, we're going to get a pretty big stick to 437, in my opinion. Sitting at 140% on the last QQQ runner. New high on BA too. Inflation expectations are mostly steady. Households slightly more pessimistic about the credit conditions. And if Google can snap 140, I think we're going to see a big move. Yeah, I agree with you. Never satisfied. 437 is what I got my eyes on. About to go in the money on these QQQ 370s. I'd like to see him send us, like, in the money, get a pretty big impulse move up, and then we can sell into strength as we push over 370. But again, my stretch target is 371.84. I just don't know if I'm going to carry this one runner all the way to it. But the trend on the 5-minute has shown no signs to sell at all. Pop, pull back, pop, consolidate, pop again. New high on BA there.
Anybody still have those AMC calls up? Midday going for 460. Good shit, detective. You have a lot, Benny. Good shit.
There we go. New highs. QQQ 155% now on our last runner. Net P&L is up to 44% now on this trade. 170% now on QQQ, 175%. 180% now, guys. That's how you let a runner run. Massive stick on SPY.
Good trade. And it looks like I got faked out of an
All right, I'm selling my last contract here, guys. I just sold it. You guys can hold if you want to, but that's it for me on the first two trades.
That's a fire first day.
Yeah, that was good. I missed my fill a little bit on there, but hopefully you guys learn a little bit how to scale. But we just got that's 180% there. But we got like a 45% net.
Facts.
It's all about the net, guys. I try and explain that. See how like we sold there at the perfect time too. Really, I wanted that pop, and then that's where we sold.
Yeah, it was a liquidity grab right there. If I ever seen one.
Good work, MJ. Yeah, the net P&L is the key, guys. That's the sauce that no one talks about because everyone gets like amazed by the screenshots of the Weeble. Like those are great. Don't get me wrong. That means you know saw your trade all the way through to your targets, but open P&L isn't going to get you to your goal. It's the net P&L and the risk to reward. If I take like a 50% account loss on my first trade and then my next trade I take a trade and it goes 200% and I've only got $200 in it. Like, see what I'm saying? Don't get deceived by like Weeble gain cards. It's really all about the net.
You have to be consistent with the sizing.
Yeah. So our first day we're up like 5% on the account. Like pretty good first day after we took an L on trade 1.
Yeah, that's fire.
I wish it was more. I wish we would have just full ported Gyra's spy calls, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. 49% net on that's insane. A 49% net return on a trade you take is absolutely crazy, which is why I've been such a big proponent of like let's get back to normalizing like those types of trades because the open P&L is awesome. I love hitting 180%, which is what we just hit on there. But the net is what is going to carry your account and actually allow you to grow it. Yeah, BA is finally moving on that news. It was too risky for us to take that on first day of the 2K account.
Damn, the thing is fine.
Exactly, Tilo. 4 weeks. We take a month, and if we do 5%, like, yeah. How's everybody feel like watching watching the Google and QQQ trade? Is it MJ said it helps. You guys think it feels like it's good to see like how to scale out properly? I know it's hard when you guys see us like posting, hey, 25% here, and it's like, okay, well, where do I scale? Where do I sell? That was a masterclass of scaling out. Maybe I scaled a little too early, but we still got 50% net on that trade. So yeah, just don't come at me with the pitchfork, Vinny, whenever you want to sell and you don't, and then it comes back and reverses on you. That's the way I trade though. So when you guys hear me say like I'm scaling 25%, I'm scaling this. See that we had targets all the way up, right? You heard me kept saying, "Hey, I'm looking for 370, I'm looking for 370, and I'm looking for a big spike over 370 to sell." That's what we got. And if this trade keeps going to our stretch target at 371.84, then so be it. Like let it go. Doesn't matter. The goal isn't to be held hostage by the markets and sit here all day long and look at the screens. The goal is to take advantage, trade to our targets, and then go back to your day job, go to the gym, go to lunch, go do whatever it is that you want to do. The key here is that you're coming back tomorrow now with an account that has grown by nearly $100, $100+, right? Right around $100.
A lot of people do this for freedom, but they stay in their desk from 9 to 3. Like, that's
Yeah,
not freedom.
exactly. It's like, yeah, oh, I trade for the freedom of it. I'm like, oh yeah, how many hours you sit at your desk all day? They sit more at their desk. Like it's almost like they spend more of their time at their desk than they do like what they would have at their day job.
Exactly, yeah. And it's not healthy. It's not healthy, like, to be in the desk all day. You're stressing yourself out all day. You're overworking. Like, y'all need to have, like, some perspective. Like, if you just made 100, like, in 2 hours or whatever it was, there's people that work 9 hours outside in the hot, in the heat, for just $100 a whole day.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, because I was one of them, so I definitely know. $200 a day could change everything for you. Nvidia, crazy stick.
I'm watching Google here, guys. This is the 140 breakout. Looking at the 142s again. They're at $56 a contract. I'm going to try and get about 7 of them at $55 per contract. Oh, did it fill me? It did fill me. 56 per on Google 142s. And they're up 3% right now. Looking for a high day breakout here on Google for this move.
Where's SPY in the gap fill?
SPY is crazy right now. Going to
Yo, SPY's in the gap fill. It's
Wow.
the gap fill. It has no room. Like, this thing has room all the way to 438. Like, there's nothing in between. Nvidia's exploding. Holy.
Yeah, Qs are going too.
And I wish I would have still been in my AMDs.
Here you go, Google. If Google can break 140.11, looking for another leg up right here. I got 7 cons and we're up 7% right now.
Yo, Nvidia's on crack right now.
Next level on Google that I have, if we really do push here, which I think Qs are going to push that 371.84, is really all the way up to 143.63. Like this is a huge gap on Google to fill. If you look at the daily chart, you'll see it. This is a daily breakout on Google.
Wow.
BA is absolutely ripping.
It has a stop? Oh, yeah, it has it.
Nvidia is ripping too. I don't have anything till 464 now on Nvidia.
Bro, next time I see a million and put writing on Nvidia weeklies, I'm gonna slap it, bro.
These Google cons are holding value really well, actually. They're at 10% right now. SPY is pulling a little bit here, but overall trend is still intact. I just want to see one more big pop on Google. You guys can see it down here on the bottom of my screen. This is the one we're watching here. Looking for a high of day and then, some type of spike push towards 140, 30, 140, 40, somewhere in there, 140, 50. But I'm up 10% right now on Google. I wouldn't chase King Herod. Like I said before on QQQ, I wouldn't chase. It's not, you got to think about risk to reward. If you're risking 140 level, we're already at 140.19. You can, but it's up to you. I can't trade your account. My average is my average. That's where I got in where it's at. So I don't want to say like, yeah, I would chase it because my average is 56. Here's the spike on Google now. That's a good way to look at it, Simon. Almost like scaling in a little bit. I don't like that Qs are kind of rejecting this spot. We are still staying in trend, but SPY and Qs kind of look the same. like to see the upward momentum continue. Yeah, I'm not going to swing anything. You guys will know if I take a new position or if I swing. Everything will be on the 2K channel. So just assume that if you don't see me post anything, then I'm not in any trade. But I'll post entries, exits, where we're at on account balances and things like that. At the end of the day, you'll have an update of account balance. If this Google trade works out, we'll have a pretty big first day. There it goes. 12% now in Google.
Nvidia, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah, this thing's 464 is what I got next. I don't like that candle on SPY and QQQ. I'm just going to take 4 contracts off here just to protect myself a little bit. Not that I'm scaling early. Like it's not like I hit my target. Just to protect myself. I just sold 4 contracts at 61. Just to protect myself.
In this market, especially.
100%. New high on Nvidia here.
But I mean, history repeats. Before the market opened, the day of yesterday, when the war happened. Oh, was that Friday or was that yesterday? That was Friday, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did mention that when the Ukraine thing happened, we ripped like literally for days after that.
Yeah, I remember it. I thought like we all thought we were going to limit down and we ripped. So when I saw people talking about like being bearish on Twitter based on the war, I was like, I don't know. I don't know. Like I never know what's going to happen, but last time the war stuff happened, we ripped.
Yeah. The only way we would have like actually went down is if the U.S. went like war against like Russia and China. Like that's different. That's a little bit different than what's going on right now.
Nvidia keeps pushing new highs. What are those QQQ calls at now? They're at $1.27. We had them at 42. Nice little 200% trade on QQQ. But if you look at QQQ and SPY, it's just riding the EMAs. I'll probably keep my stops around break even right here if we can't get going on Google. Just to keep our losses small because we know we're going to find the big wins. I just want to make sure we're protecting capital at all times. When you have a small account, that's the number one goal is protect your capital. Because that's the only tool you have to build an empire with is capital. So if you're just passing it out like it's candy, and the reason being for that is we've seen some big moves up on these on SPY and QQQ, and we're coming near overhead supply. So we'll see. I'm staying in them right now. Break even on the remainder, MJ, because our net, you can't really calculate the net because if you look at the 142s, we traded these earlier. So like I'm red like $8 on the 142s right now because I took the loss earlier. So you can't look at your net P&L on Webull on that position. It's going to show you your overall trade P&L for the 142s today. But we're sitting up 10% right now on the position. There we go. We're at about 15% right now. $64 a contract. Oh, I'd love to get it to 100, Tilo, for sure. So now like my target to the upside is really probably going to be around this like 140.50 area to sell a few more. We kind of have like a rounding bottom formation going on. But we are starting to consolidate on the 5 minute here. See, we're stuck in between 140.14 and 140.27 on the last 15 minutes. So this is consolidation now in Google's 5. But for anyone keeping track at home, the account right now is up 6.5% on day one. So that's pretty big. Again, multiply that by, 10K, whatever. Like if you're trading a 100K account and you're up 6%, that's like a $6,000 day. Keep things in perspective. There goes Google. 20% now in Google. All right, guys. So I have 2 contracts left on Google. I said my target was like 140.50. We hit 140.43. I don't like that rejection at 371 on QQQ. But we did break out a consolidation, it looks like, on Google's 5 with that kind of a gap skip up. So stretch target is 143. That's the big target. SPY still looks really good. It's just riding the EMAs, and 437 is the huge level. I think we just hit a new high of day right there on SPY, actually. No, we didn't, not yet. My chart hadn't updated. But you can see here, it's pretty bullish candle on SPY. Big long wick off the 9 EMA. I would be looking for some type of rejection around that 437 level because that's a pretty big level to the upside. It might be here if we can't get over 436.70. That could definitely be a rejection spot, but I do think they try and take us to 437 and then pull us from there. Especially seeing what that wick just did there. We're holding value. Selfishly, I want one more pop on SPY and QQQ to be able to execute the sells on Google. Oh, did ES hit a new high of day? Here we go. Let's see if we get the high of day now on SPY. 5 pennies away from it. What did Oracle just say on AMD? AMD's AI chip shipments are expected to go rapidly in 24 and 25. Could get a pop on AMD. I think it did just pop on that headline. The 1 minute looks good. New high of day on SPY. Yes, I would take some time off, brother. It's all about mentality, so get in the right state of mind. Come back ready to go. It's crazy to think too, like how privileged we are as traders to be able to sit here and look at numbers on a chart and make money.
Extremely.
Yeah, and then you see what's going on over like overseas. It's like,
It's a whole nother world.
yeah, super blessed to be in the position we're all in. We're sitting here talking on over the internet, making money, looking at charts, and you got people having missiles flown at them and everything else. And not even that, just people in the States too. Like you got people struggling here. Google just tapped its high of day, so I'm looking to see if we can get a big move here on Google, get these contracts going. We're up 20% on the cons now.
I'm kicking myself in the head for not taking SPY calls.
I know. I am too. I should have definitely taken them. Nvidia is still going. SPY coming up to this 437 level, so this could be the rejection spot on SPY. We're at 22% on Google right now.
Don't even mention AMD to me, man. Oh man, I got stopped out for a good game, but people still in. Oh, okay. You still took a win though, right? Like, yeah, facts.
25% right now in Google. Here's that 140.50 level. $26 now. I'm going to sell one more contract here, guys. It filled at 71 per. I got one contract on Google left. You see how I'm aggressively scaling here as we're trying to build this account. NVIDIA new highs. SPY breaks 437. It's going to be game on. This thing's got room to 439. You can do that, but I'm just going to watch it. We're up big on the day now from an account perspective. So you can be a little bit more risk on as far as like trailing your stops here, but yeah, I mean, we're sitting up 28% right now on the position on the last contract.
Hopefully you're taking advantage of what Strat is doing, because not many people would be down to do this, you know, to show the fills, the exits, screenshots. Not many people would do that.
Yeah, hopefully it's helping someone. Like I said, I wish I could tell you guys. Yeah, I wish I could tell you we're gonna 10x this thing and take it to like 20K by the end of the month. But you see how I'm trading, right? You see how I'm like brick by brick we're building. Like we'll get like you can get 20K on a 2K account if you continue to do this every single day. And you see it 7% on the account today. What are we at? Like 7.2% on the account today in one day. Do that for 20 days and see where your account's at. It's a byproduct. The account growing is a byproduct of you guys doing things at a really high level, scaling out, being smart, not being stupid. Of course, Bryson. I know you, Bryson. You had asked about this for a while, so I'm glad it's working for you. And like I said, like I wish I could tell you we're gonna be green every single day on this account, but I know we're gonna have red days, and that's the beauty of this is you're gonna get to see how battle tested are we to come back from a red day, or from 2 red trades in a row. Don't judge me by my winners, judge me by my losers, because I have so few of them. You guys know who said that, right?
Yeah. That's from Wolf of Wall Street, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta rewatch that movie today.
Randy Moss. Ray Lewis. Nvidia is ramping, guys. Going for 462.
AMD's almost at 110, bro.
Yeah, it is. I got 111.30 too if it breaks 110. There's Nvidia, new high again.
Oh man, bro, I had those cons at $87. They're at 176 right now.
Yeah, I screwed up. I should have held on to the QQQ calls that we had. I should have taken the SPY calls off of 433 that I had this morning.
Yeah. Thing is, like, AMD like has some horrible wicks. Before that news was dropped, stopped me out.
Israeli tanks fire on. Oh, that is big.
That's huge.
SPY to 470 now.
Would not doubt it. I mean, if Lebanon gets involved, that's like, I mean, I don't want to say it, but that could low-key start something massive.
There is just a lot of tension between Ukraine, Russia, now Israel. Like, there's, yeah, we haven't seen this kind of like tension. Even like Desert Storm, and like that wasn't that kind of. It was all like centralized into like the Middle East. This is kind of like getting to be too much. Yeah, I 33% now on Google. Daily breakout over 140 gets us 30% on a position, which is huge. There goes Google.
Some defense at your homes.
When's the last time the U.S. has been like invaded? Does anyone know?
Have we got invaded?
Was it 1812?
Very long time ago.
I was gonna say you guys are smarter than. Oh yeah. Pearl Harbor, I guess that was the closest. Happening at the border. That's true. Yeah, Continental was 1812. Was that the War of 1812, right, Brodusky? Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Look, you see, I said the War of 1812. I said it right. Going back to my history classes where I was looking at those flashcards. DC. That'd be wild if we ever got invaded. I don't think anybody would do it because the military we have, but you never know.
Oh yeah, 2001.
Brandon's brother. Dang, nice work, Jared. Hopefully you're like deep in the green on that Google trade, but that's I see these wicks a lot though, guys, and I think like Swaggy talks about them. But look at this wick on Google. We see these sometimes, like when we see these like massive wicks like that, you can at low of day. Liquidity grab, and like you can see, like it literally shoved us down. And I think the candle itself, that candle opened at 138.74 and it closed at 138.74. So the candle literally went nowhere, open to close.
So when you see some liquidity grabs like what Strat just mentioned, what you can do is you can long it and then risk the wick. So whenever you see long wicks like that, those liquidity grabs, you can long it and then just risk the wick, and you'll have like a, what is it, like a 15 cent? You're risking like a 15 cent downside.
Yeah.
Pretty good risk reward with a tight risk.
Google's now at $75 a contract, 33%. New high on QQQ. Man, what are those 2K challenges going to turn? 2K clubs are going to turn into like, let's leave one runner and see what happens. They're at $164 a contract right now. And our average is 42. It's a 300% move.
Oh, it's still in the gap.
Yeah.
Still have rooms. And Nvidia looks too strong. Loki think Nvidia is the one leading. Yeah, it's a nice trend on Google after it broke 140. Bro, stop telling me about AMD.
I don't even know what SPX went. I was looking at SPX when we broke 433. I was looking for 435, and then every single target, though, if you guys are watching my screen here, but like here, I'll show you. I'll actually drop this in chat. EMAs are extended. Every single target has gotten hit. And if we keep trending, we might actually swing this one contract from Google into tomorrow. As long as the chart tells us to keep holding it. The thing with swinging, guys, with a small account, you don't want to swing like a full position. At least that's my opinion on it. If our full positions are around $400 a contract like this week, or $400 per position, I don't want to swing $400 worth of a position into the next day, because if it opens up down 40%, we can't really control that risk to reward ratio.
Yo,
Yeah, Drew's been on it with SPX.
Oh. Nice.
Bro, Fast Stock Market News tweet just freaked me out a little bit. What he said. You saw Swaggy?
Yes.
I was like, whoa, damage control real quick, and then I reread it. I just closed the last Google contract there, guys. So I'm all cash right now. Could have been a nice bounce on Google off the 9 EMA, but we're midway through the day, guys, and we're doing really well. So I'm gonna update you guys here with where we're at.
Lunchtime's coming up too.
Yeah, I think we've had a pretty successful day one. 2 for 3 on trades. I'll give you guys a midday update here on where we're at. So can't complain with that. $137 on the day. Like Swaggy said, some people go out to work in the heat all day long for like $100 after taxes. So almost a 7% day on the account, and that's what we're gonna try and keep doing, is just building day by day by day. If we do 7%, let's just say we do it from today's Tuesday. If we do it tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, that's like 30% gain in week one. If we do that for 4 weeks, it's like 120% on the account plus. So that's this is how you build an account, guys. It's nothing sexy about it, right? Like I tell you guys all the time. Can you make an update from the account? I don't know what you mean, Luca.
He just did. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but there's nothing sexy about it, guys. There's just like, honestly, anything in life, there's nothing sexy about success. It's hard work, it's consistency. Ask any of the guys in here that like own their own businesses. I know there's a lot in here. Vinny, Tyler, anyone who's successful outside of trading, ask them if it's like really sexy. It's not. It's just consistency. If you're consistently good at something, you're going to have success. So if we keep finding the trends and buying the pullbacks and riding the cons to a high of day or to a low of day, then it's success. Yep, it's boring. Think about like pro athletes. Like when they're successful, like why are they successful? Because they do the same thing every single day. They get to the arena, they get to the stadium, they do their workout. Like it's repetitive, but doing the same thing every single day allows them to make a ton of money doing it. Yeah, base hits. A walk is sexy if you're Brad Pitt in Moneyball. But all right, guys, I think I'm gonna call it a day there on the 2K account. We're up 7%. So well, 6.8, whatever it is, 6 point something, almost 7. What is it? 6.8? Yeah, 6.83. Couldn't ask for a better day. Hopefully you guys learned a lot on day one. We'll do the same exact thing tomorrow, and we'll just keep growing and keep grinding. The thing is too is guys, like I'm a little like upset because we missed some massive moves. Like our account could have been up like 20-25% today if we would have caught that SPY trade. We didn't, and it's all good, and we didn't let it affect us. We continue to find the A+ setups and take them. How are you guys doing on your 2K account? Is it pretty similar to mine? 6-7%, somewhere in there? 5? Okay. 7? Cool. 10, 7. Jared's gonna come and be like, I'm up 40% because I held Google. 9.4, nice. 3% on the 1K account. Let's go, Shindy. Way to work. 3% will add up on the 1K. Appreciate you, MJ. It's a lot of stress, guys. Trying to do, honestly, like, if you've never traded live in front of people, it's hard calling a trade, taking your trade, and then typing the trade out. And then specifically when you're trying to get fills and everything else, it is a lot. It's pretty difficult. But yeah, I'm hoping you guys are learning. Outside of the account gains, I love to see it too. But more importantly, I want to make sure you guys are learning how to scale, how to trail, things like that. I'm trying to get you guys in my mindset. Like you see my screen, I want you to hear my thoughts. That's the goal. Yeah, Ruby. That's why I say you cannot do that. Do not let yourself. If we would have let ourselves lose big on Google on that first trade, guys, we never would have had QQQ on the second trade. We never would have went back to Google on that third trade. But because we kept our losses small, we were able to see a 7% gain on the account. Heck no, I don't want to be around when Biden shakes up the market. Why? We're already up 6.87%. We don't need anything. We're trading for freedom. So the goal here is to show you guys what we can do growing account, trading part-time. We're not even trading full, right? Like that's the goal. So, all right, Swaggy, I'm gonna bounce out of here. Go grab some lunch. I might be back on this afternoon, guys, for 2K. So if some of you guys asked would I still trade 2K, if there's a setup and I come back from lunch and there's a setup happening, like you'll know if I take it because I'll post it. But so you guys know, make sure you go here for 2K notifications if you want them on. Go there to sign up for them because I'll use, like starting next week, I'll quit using the Alpine idea. I'm just going to use the 2K for the 2K club channel. But all right, guys, I'm gonna bounce out of here. I'll let you know if I come back in the afternoon. You'll know. I'll tag Alpine Traders that I'm back on looking at some charts. I'll fire the YouTube back up, but right now I'm gonna close everything down. Go grab some lunch, and we'll do the same thing either this afternoon or tomorrow morning.